Welcome to a special WNIN Newsmaker segment that highlights local businesses. Joining us today is Brandy Neal, owner of Bombshell Bakes. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me about what kind of products and services your business provides.
So Bombshell, I like to say that we offer premium baked goods. So we offer custom cakes, cheesecakes, cupcakes, cookies. We're known for our cookies, cakes, and cheesecakes. We also do cupcakes as well. So yeah, I like to say that we introduce people to the sweeter part of life with our goods.
Oh, I like that. Well, how long have you been in business and how did you get started?
So I started Bombshell in 2018 while I was working on my PhD at University of Illinois. And it was kind of a mishappenstance, I would say. One of my friends from college asked about a cake, and so he worked at a barbershop at that time, and so I dropped the cake off to him at work, and the owner of the barbershop asked, do I do this for a business? Do I bake for other people? I'm like, I do now. So
I can.
Absolutely. So it kind of just started flourishing from there. I went home to experiment in the kitchen with my own recipes and things of that nature. So things I bake, I'm creating my own recipes around them all. And so I just got into, baking and creating a business full time out of it.
So prior to the barbershop incident, though, were you baking all the time? Is it something you did as a kid? I mean,
yeah. So I used to feed folks all the time. So I like to tell people that I was cooking before I was baking. But I also baked with my aunts and grandmas in the kitchen, and I just always wanted to be in the kitchen, whether it was cooking or baking. I remember one time my brother told me that he found this notebook that we created, and I don't recall this at all, but within that notebook, it was our restaurant name, food that we were going to offer, prices, and all of the things. So apparently it's kind of been in the universe for a while. And it's always been in me, so yeah.
Well, were you creating your own recipes, or are these things you took from your mom and aunts, like you were talking about, or both? I mean,
both and. So some of the things that I took from my aunts and grandmas, and then once I really started establishing Bombshell, I just started creating my own recipes from like popular flavors that people want to try, and so I love the trial and error part of the experimenting, getting it right, and getting it wrong, because no one can say that they know my recipe or that, it's mine. So that's the fun part about it.
Well, what about, how do you see your business growing and expanding in the future?
Good question. I get that question a lot. So I'm currently working on trying to establish a food truck or a bakery truck. So that's my next step in how I want to grow my business. And then on there, I will offer some of the similar products that I do, but then also fun things like ice cream cookie sandwiches and things like that we don't necessarily get all the time. So yeah.
So currently you don't have a food truck or anything. How are you selling yourself, selling your product?
I'm an e-commerce store, so my website bombshellbakesllc.com, but then I also do like different pop-up shops, farmers markets, things of that nature as well, where people can find me at. But I do a lot of online buying, social media, things of that nature as well. So.
And then I think you had mentioned you do catering as well.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to push more this year and get my business out there more this year in terms of bigger catering orders with businesses and things of that nature. I've had recently folks purchase 20 dozens of cookies for their business, just for their staff and things of that nature. So I love doing big orders like that as well. So something I'm trying to expand to as well.
What is your most popular thing that you offer that people seem to buy?
That is a good question. I'm gonna probably have to say my cookies. So I have special cookies. There's one called a crownie, which is a mix between a cookie and a brownie. And that won on the Food Network on Holiday Baking Championship. Not last year, the year before last. And so I'm currently offering that on campus at USI. And so that's a really popular product. But also my cookies and cream, strawberry cheesecake cookies, the list goes on.
So you said that one on the Food Network. Was it your recipe that won on the, what?
Yes.
So tell me about how that happened.
Yes, so my sister-in-law and I, Franche Hillman, she's also a baker. She owns Cakes by Shay, but we were on Holiday Baking Championship Gingerbread Showdown, and there was a baking component in the episode, and we had to use hot cocoa as a special ingredient or a secret ingredient. And so I made hot cocoa caramel crownies, and yeah, it was my own recipe. It was we had to incorporate the hot chocolate, but then we could use like 2 other ingredients that were just up there on the stand. I used caramel and pirouette cookies. I never even heard of a pirouette cookie before I got on the Food Network. But I knew that it was going to add some texture to it, and so that's what I was looking for. And yeah, they called my name that I won, and I was so surprised.
Wow. And so you offer those now. People
Yes.
can get those.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to maybe write that down. What kind of challenges have you faced, and how do you try to overcome your obstacles?
Good question. I think a lot of my challenges I face come with time and really like time management, organization, and funding. Those are probably like the 3 biggest ones because I work at USI full time. And so that takes up a lot of my time as well. And so still trying to make sure that I'm building Bombshell out to pursue those dreams as well. But then also the funding aspect. There's money out there, there's loans and things out there, but it's to a certain extent, like what do I want, how much debt do I want to accrue, like doing those types of things. And so just making sure that I stay focused, I set my goals out, and make sure that, you know, I'm following along with my own race, not paying attention to what other folks are doing, because we can get caught up in that a lot as well, especially in this social media age and things of that nature. So just making sure that I'm steadfast in my goals and knowing what I really want out of Bombshell. So.
What do you think is the most gratifying aspect of your business?
People, customers, interacting with them, feeding them, seeing their interactions on their faces when they taste my products for the first time. Yeah, I really love like just feeding people and the joy that brings and the community it brings. So yeah.
Well, good for you. I'm wishing you sweet success.
Well, thank you. I like that.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.